All military aircraft are impressive, of course they are. They have to be. Nobody wants their country to be defended by a paper plane. The planes you know are just the tip of the iceberg, although the secret ones are the most fascinating. Welcome to a new video. These are the 15 most secret military aircraft in the world. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to our channel. It's free. Now, let's get started. Number 15. The Martin Sr. 72. This is the Martin Sr. 72, which also goes by the name Blackbird's son. This is an American aircraft concept that is in development with the goal of being used for reconnaissance, intelligence gathering, and surveillance. You know, spy plane type stuff. It is the proposed replacement for the retired SR-71 Blackbird, hence it's a cuter nickname. The test vehicle for this aircraft is scheduled to take off in 2025. At the core of the aircraft's unique specifications are its hypersonic abilities. Whether manned or unmanned, there are no other spy planes that can currently operate at these kinds of speeds. The Blackbird's son breaks the mold in ambition and would mark a major transition into the new era of hypersonic flight. It's surprising, but also if you think about it for too long, it's kind of deeply terrifying. Before you continue with this video, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl across your face when you sleep. Number 14. America's Secret Plane. The concept for this image is art for a new plane the US military is rumored to be working on. If it works as intended, it will be a completely undetectable spy plane. Literally no radar will be able to register its existence. If they pull it off, it will be the best spy vehicle of any kind in the world. But the problem is that while they can make it work, it's expensive. They'll probably only be able to afford one unit. And if that's the case, the big question is, what's the point? As always, you can let me know what you think in the comments section below. Number 13. Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit. The Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, also known as the stealth bomber, is a multi-role strategic bomber developed in the United States by Northrop Corporation with low-visibility stealth technology, capable of penetrating anti-aircraft defenses to deploy both conventional and nuclear weapons. Due to its considerable cost and operating expense, the project for this aircraft was quite controversial in the United States Congress and among members of the United States Joint Chiefs of Staff during its development and introduction into service. Between the late 1980s and early 1990s, the United States planned to acquire 132 of these bombers. In the mid-1990s, Congress finally approved the purchase of a fleet of only 21 B-2 aircraft. It is the most expensive aircraft ever built. The cost of manufacturing each B-2 was around $737 million in 1997. Total purchase cost for the bomber averaged $929 million per aircraft, including spares, equipment, upgrades, and software support. The total cost of the program, including development, engineering, and testing expenses, is estimated to have been $2.2 billion per aircraft in 1997. The U.S. Air Force operates 20 B-2 bombers. Of the 21 built, one aircraft was lost when it crashed on takeoff in 2008. Originally designed in the 1980s for Cold War theaters of operation, B-2S saw combat use in Kosovo in the late 1990s and through 2008 in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. With a crew of 2, this bomber can deliver up to 8,500-pound, 230 kilograms, JDAM-type smart bombs, or 16-2, 400-pound, 1,100 kilograms, B-83 thermonuclear bombs in a single pass over targets through extremely dense anti-aircraft defenses. Due to its strategic importance, this stealth aircraft has been the subject of espionage and counterintelligence activities. This aircraft becomes a major public spectacle whenever it participates in air shows since the 1990s. Number 12. Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. The Lockheed SR-71, also known unofficially as the Blackbird and by its crew as the Habu, was a long-range strategic reconnaissance aircraft capable of exceeding speeds of Mach 3 and was the fastest manned aircraft in the world to date. The experimental North American X-15 aircraft is not taken into account as it never saw active service. Developed from the Lockheed YF-12 and A-12 aircraft by the Skunk Works group of the Lockheed Company. It was active from 1964 to 1998. Clarence Johnson was the lead designer of many of the concepts used in the aircraft. The SR-71 was one of the first aircraft designed with stealth technologies to reduce its radar signature. However, the aircraft was not completely stealthy. It even had a significant radar cross-section, RCS, and was visible to air traffic control radar for several hundred kilometers, even when its transponder was not on. This fact was corroborated by the launches of missiles at the SR-71 when they were detected by radar. The United States claims that the aircraft could evade surface-to-air missiles simply by accelerating to high speeds. A total of 19 aircraft were lost, although, according to the Air Force, none were due to combat action. Number 11. Aurora. Aurora, also called SR-91 Aurora, is the popular name given to a hypothetical American reconnaissance aircraft, which some believe would be capable of flying at hypersonic speeds in excess of Mach 5. According to the hypothesis, the Aurora was developed in the 1980s or 1990s as a replacement for the SR-71 Blackbird. It is also believed to have been another diversionary maneuver alongside the F-19 to keep the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk secret. A British Ministry of Defence report released in May 2006 mentions long-standing plans by the United States Air Force to create a highly supersonic to hypersonic vehicle capable of reaching speeds of Mach 4. 6. But sufficient evidence has not emerged to confirm the existence of such a project. Some think that Project Aurora was cancelled because of the shift away from spy planes to unmanned aerial vehicles and spy satellites, which can do the same job as a spy plane, but with less risk of accidents. Number 10. The Boeing X-37B. The Boeing X-37 reusable space vehicle, also called the Orbital Test Vehicle, OTV, is an unmanned spacecraft manufactured by Boeing to test spaceflight technologies during orbit and re-entry into the atmosphere. It is an unmanned reusable spacecraft, scaled up 120% from the X-40A. This project was initiated in 1999 by the United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration and was later transferred to the U.S. Department of Defense in 2004. The X-37 made its first flight with a free descent on April 7, 2006 at Edwards Air Force Base. The craft was launched on April 21, 2010 on a United States Air Force mission and returned to Earth on December 3 of the same year. In March 2011, it took off for its second trip into space, lasting 15 months. In October 2014, the return of the X-37 from its third trip to space was announced, after 674 days in orbit around the Earth. The fourth mission of the X-37, USA 261, was launched on May 20, 2015, and ended on May 7, 2017. Number 09. Boeing Phantom Ray. Next up, we have another stealth aircraft where this time it is a Demonstration Stealth Unmanned Combat Aerial Vehicle, or UCAV. This demonstrator model is basically the same size as a regular fighter aircraft and has been designed to perform a lot of tasks. Although it has not been put into production yet, the first test flight was in April 2011. It really took a long time to develop these things, didn't it? The Phantom Ray is supposed to be doing a number of test flights where it will practice its ground attack surveillance skills and its autonomous aerial refueling jobs. This project has been funded by Boeing and was kept top secret within the company until May 2009. They did not develop the aircraft for any particular military program, although there is no doubt that the technology will be incorporated into some stealth craft in the future. Number 08. The Boeing Bird of Prey. The Boeing Bird of Prey was a black project aircraft developed to demonstrate stealth aircraft technology. It was developed by McDonnell Douglas and Boeing in the 1990s. Its goals were quite ambitious. The developed technology and new materials were used in the later Boeing X-45, a new unmanned aircraft. Being an internal project of the Boeing company, it did not receive the X designation that the experimental aircraft built with the United States Air Force did. There are no public plans to make it a production aircraft. It is characterized as a technology demonstrator. The Bird of Prey was put on display at the National Museum of the United States Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton, Ohio on July 16, 2003. It is currently on display in the museum's Modern Flight Gallery atop its F-22 Raptor. Number 07, the Northrop Grumman RQ-4 Global Hawk. The Northrop Grumman RQ-4 Global Hawk is an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, used by the United States Air Force as an aerial surveillance aircraft. From an operational and design point of view, the Global Hawk is very similar to the Lockheed U-2, the famous American spy plane of the 1950s. It is capable of ensuring a high capacity to track targets. For this purpose, the Global Hawk is equipped with a synthetic aperture radar, SR, which can easily penetrate an area covered by clouds or even in areas with sandstorms. It also carries optical and infrared equipment capable of visualizing a vast expanse of terrain with great precision. According to estimates by the Air Force, the aircraft is capable of monitoring and providing information on 103,600 square kilometers of terrain per day, which is approximately equivalent to the entire surface of Portugal. The Global Hawk unit has cost $35 billion, which, including research and development costs, could rise to $218 million per aircraft. Number 06. Lockheed Martin Polecat. Next up is another UAV. This time it is the Lockheed Martin Polecat, or P-175. This secretly developed aircraft was funded internally at the company rather than at the behest of the US government, so it was not developed for the military or any kind of specific project. And it did not come about through the use of government funding, which is a change from the norm. It started development in 2005 and was produced over a period of 18 months. It was shown at the Farah International Air Show in Hampshire, UK in 2006, so there are actually pictures of it. But then in December 2006, the test aircraft crashed due to an irreversible and unintentional failure in the ground flight termination equipment, which caused this catastrophic failure. Number 05. TR-3 Black Manta. TR-3. Black Manta is an alleged subsonic spy plane equipped with low detection technology and a black project of the United States Air Force that was supposedly used in the Gulf War to offer laser missile guidance technology to the USAF F-117 Nighthawk bombers. The TR-3 Black Manta is supposedly an American spy plane developed as part of a secret project. The TR-3 would be a black plane with a triangular flying wing shape, capable of flying at a subsonic speed, built by the American Aeronautical Corporation Northrop Grumman and used as a reconnaissance aircraft. Several witnesses reported seeing triangular-shaped aircraft flying over the Antelope Valley in the state of California. The plane was probably also used in Iraq during the First Gulf War as an aid to the F-117 Nighthawk stealth aircraft. In a BBC documentary, Edgar Fouché, a man described as a former employee of Area 51 Air Base, claimed that the plane uses anti-gravity technology, supposedly as a result of using technology obtained by reverse engineering from extraterrestrial aircraft recovered by the USAF. But experts consider these claims to be unscientific and unsubstantiated. The existence of the plane has never been officially confirmed by U.S. authorities, who say the U.S. has no ongoing development program for aircraft intended to replace the Lockheed U-2 reconnaissance aircraft. Number 04. The Mikoyan MiG-31. This aircraft is known as the Foxhound and is a supersonic interceptor aircraft developed by McCoy and Design Bureau for the Soviet Air Force. It was designed as an upgrade to the earlier MiG-25 Foxbat and shared many design features with it. It is recognized as one of the fastest fighter aircraft in the world. Russia plans to keep the MiG-31 operational until at least 2030, as confirmed by an announcement that it extended. The service life of existing aircraft is 2,500 to 3,500 hours. They enjoy getting their money's worth. Number 03. The Sukhoi Su-57. The Sukhoi Su-57 or Su-57 is a fifth-generation, stealth, multi-role, single-seat, twin-engine jet aircraft developed since 2002 for air superiority and attack missions by Sukhoi, part of the United Aircraft Corporation. It is the end result of the Russian Air Force's 2001 program to design a new aircraft known as the PAK-FA. A year later, the Sukhoi Design Bureau submitted a prototype to the program under the name T-50. In 2017, the project was accepted and it was given an official name called the Su-57. It is the first Russian-made aircraft to use stealth technology to reduce its radar footprint and was manufactured in large numbers. Previously, there were several experimental prototypes from the Soviet Union, such as the Su-47, and it was announced as a technological evolution of the MiG-29 and the Su-27. The first prototype took off on the 29th of January 2010 in Komsomolsk-on-Amur. Since 2018, several prototypes have been tested in combat conditions during the Syrian civil war, and mass production began in 2019. On the 8th of June 2024, a Su-57 was damaged while at its base after being hit by a Ukrainian strike. Number 02. Chengdu J-20. The Chengdu J-20 is a fifth-generation stealth aircraft of the People's Republic of China, developed and produced by the Chengdu Aircraft Industry Corporation for the People's Liberation Army Air Force, PILAF, as a technologically advanced fighter proposal to its Western counterparts. The J-20 is designed as an air superiority fighter with ground attack capability, being the third operational fifth-generation stealth aircraft in the world after the F-22 and F-35. A Chinese Air Force official said in November 2009 that he aimed for the J-20 to enter operational service between 2017 and 2019. By late 2010, the J-20 was undergoing wind tunnel testing, with working prototypes already in production. The J-20 was tested on its maiden flight on January 11, 2011. The aircraft entered service in March 2017. Finally, the first J-20 squadron was established in February 2018, making China the second country in the world and the first in Asia to deploy an operational stealth aircraft. The J-20 is the world's third operational fifth-generation stealth fighter aircraft after the F-22 and F-35. Number 01. Shenyang J-31. The Shenyang J-31, Gear Falcon, also known better as the J-31, is a Chinese fifth-generation medium-sized twin-jet fighter aircraft prototype created by the Shenyang Aircraft Corporation, SAC. The SAC's official name is the Gear Falcon, but it has also been called the F-60 or J-21 in certain media outlets, and some military enthusiasts would call it the Falcon Hawk. It is suffering from a bit of an identity crisis. It would seem that the poor thing has had more name changes. In the Chinese military, it actually refers to programs funded by the People's Liberation Army, while the J-31 was independently developed as a private effort by the aircraft manufacturer. Hence, all the big name confusion. We've reached the end of this video. Tell us your opinion in the comments box. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss future videos like this one. See you next time.